sets. We're going to be looking at Carolyn Debble, who is in Australia right now. Beautiful Australia. We're going to be looking at Rajot's, and Rajot's going to show you something really kind of unique. It's you may have seen it before, but it's actually not only how he holds all of the sticks, but it's how he mixes from stick to stick, which is unique. And then we have Giovanni, who's going to show his set. And I'm still waiting to see if Besnick is going to come online. And if not, then I will show Besnick's sticks. We're also going to be looking at 3 colors and see how these colors mix. So Ashley, I know you have colors. You can see them all behind you. So we're going to be looking at the Cascade Green, the Imperial Purple, and the Transparent Yellow Oxide, and how they mix, how they work together, how they work independently. So if any of you have colors and could show that, that'd be fantastic. And then if you have questions, just go ahead and can unmute yourself and ask the questions. See, all of you are muted, so thank you for that. So let's go ahead and start. I'm going to put it back into view mode, speaker. Okay. So these are going to be the 3 colors we're going to be looking at right here. So that transparent yellow oxide, the Imperial Purple, quite a pretty color, and the Cascade Green. The Cascade Green is a co-precipitate color, so we'll get it to break apart. I can show you some of those characteristics here. Probably can't see that, but I put a water line down and there. And the neat thing about the Cascade Green is, given time, you can see it'll actually break apart, and you'll see green to light green to yellow, which is kind of interesting. You can see the yellow up in here, and that's because it's a co-precipitated pigment. The other ones that are co-precipitated are the CAD-Us, are all co-precipitated pigments as well. Okay. So that's the Cascade Green. I'll show you. And then we'll look at the sticks. Cascade Green. Hello, Susan. Hello, Sandy. Hello, Karen. Lorena.
Guess what?
So, Lorena, I get to see you, I think, this week.
She will be on with us tomorrow.
Fantastic. And this is the Imperial Purple.
John, Lori
Yes.
has messaged that after our summer, when we showed one Thursday the summer colors, she tried painting using the colors that are available to her, and she want to share her artwork maybe later part of today.
Yes, absolutely. So this is the Imperial Purple. The transparent yellow oxide. So Carol from Central Australia. Cool. Shipley from Australia. And then Sandy right here in Auburn, Washington. So, Mark, do you use any of these three in your paintings? Your speaker. There we go.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, the Cascade Green, definitely the Imperial Purple as well. The purple's the like a true purple. It's very nice to use. It's nice and deep.
Awesome. You can actually see that Cascade Green. I don't know if you can see it on the screen here, but it's now you can see that kind of that yellowish right inside of here, which is kind of interesting. How does that work for you, knowing that it comes apart and you get more than one unit of that color?
Yeah, that works nicely on rough paper. So
On rice
when
paper.
Sorry, rough paper.
Rough paper. Okay.
Yeah. When I do the abstract kind of paintings, it's nice when it separates like that. You get that blue and you get the green and you get the yellows. Very nice.
Very cool. Awesome.
Don, we have
And
Brenda Swenson with us today too.
Oh, hello, Brenda. And Rajot, how about you?
Hey, John.
Hello, Brenda. Let me see if I can turn this view.
Yeah, John. Is my paper is visible? Like, is it okay?
Let me see. It is visible. Your hands are visible.
Okay.
And yes.
Okay. So I'll do a quick sketch. I've done like this thing. As you know that I hold my sticks in my hand and I mix the colors I don't use while using the sticks purposely because I don't require, in fact. So,
So while Rajot is doing that, let me share with you Rajot's sticks. He has 6 of them in his set called Granulating Power. And those are serpentine, sodalite, lunar black, piemontite, and hematite genuine. So
right.
those are in Rajot's set. Rajot's very prolific and has gone through the entire sets that he has, so he doesn't have any of these to show today. So he's showing you some of his technique with other colors.
That's a nice set.
What were you saying, Mark?
So that's a nice set. The serpentine, sodalite, lunar black, pigmentite, hematite. That's nice. Very nice mix.
They're certainly massive granulating colors.
Yeah.
Wow, that's nice, Gio.
Rajat, do I have permission to paint your hand? I think that just would make a great painting.
Oh, sure.
It's interesting. I travel around. I tell people there's a brand ambassador that paints with the sticks in his hand, and he also mixes while they're in his hands. And people can kind of put their head around putting the sticks in their hand because it can kind of try it with a pencil. But the mixing, people really have to think through. Well, how does he mix on this little tiny surface the edge of a stick? So it's kind of wonderful to watch him actually do it.
Now it's become a habit. Initially I was using the palette, but later on I found while taking mixing the colors through the sticks is one stick to the other is much easier than using another palette over there. So basically just a quick sketch, which I did. It's
Hello, Deborah. Hello, Juliet. Hello, Betty. The ones that Rajat has in his hands right now are not part of his set. He ran out of the colors in his set, so he picked up other ones that he's using in his studio to demonstrate.
exactly. So I'm running out of the colors, and soon I'll be getting them. So in the meanwhile, I thought it's better to explore with it.
So last week, Rajat in the Friday Live did a bird, beautiful bird, and then I think there was it says 30, but Rajat was saying there's 40 under the hyperlink, and they're gorgeous. They're beautiful birds, Rajat. You do a great job. They're just beautiful.
Thank you. Thank
Yeah,
you. Thank you, John.
I love birds.
that-
It's neat seeing
Yeah.
them.
So those are that was a gouache, in fact.
Ah, yeah, beautiful. It's beautiful.
Yeah, so basically I did a quick it's like a sunset sort of landscape. So while using, I'll allow my team member to show how they are using the sticks. Basically,
Hello, Carrie. Glad you could join us. Good to see your name there. It's been a while since we've seen you, since I've seen you anyway. So good to see you.
so there you go.
Wow.
Very nice.
Thank you. So it's like a very quick sketch, as you can make out. So so that's what it is.
Very nice.
Very nice.
Thank you, John. Thank you, everybody.
Hey, Rajat, can you move the light over just a tiny bit so we can see it without the glare? Or just move the painting over
Like this.
other
Is it-
way.
Away from the light, maybe.
There we go. One more
Okay.
time. Yeah, there we go.
So nice.
Oh, very nice. Okay. Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Rajat. Yeah, thank you.
Welcome. Thank you.
So let's go to Giovanni. And Giovanni has colors as well. And Giovanni's set is called the Core Mixing Palette. And they are Hansa Yellow Medium, Quinacridone Coral, Lamp Black, wow, Lamp Black, cobalt blue, and phthalo green yellow shade.
Yeah, thank you, John. Okay, I prepared a little scheme for my set. This is a simple scheme for create the all the unique mixes. Usually, I use these mixes for my black background with before lamp black. For example, in my famous painting, still life painting, I created this trichromium set, and cobalt blue. I created a quadric color. In this case, in the first line, I created the undertones with one dot. I use the answer yellow medium. This mix is very particular because all the stick is mono pigment, is very central for the mixing, and I use only one dot for yellow undertones.
Oh.
And queen coral. Queen coral is my favorite red. And one dot of black. Phthalo green yellow shade. It's very intense green. Long black. This can, for example, is perfect for me for before they use the sea sponge. In this case, I show the sample. I put my sea sponge in the water. I take directly from the sticks and I create the stone.
Repeat, please.
And red. And create this grisaille before lamp black under painting. In this case, I take directly from the sticks, but usually is diluted in my ceramic caps and prepare my black background. And I continue, and another color for undertone is a cobalt blue. I use the sticks, no, only in this mode, but I take this in this mode with my tiny brush 20 for the detail. And create my line for undertones. Another sequence, important sequence for me for this set is a mixed sequence. The sequence is very, very important when I use the this primary set, because in this case, for example, I use ANSA medium first. And second is queen coral. But the sequence change the shade and the light change this sequence. Is very different. Another important mix is when I use the taupe green first layer. And the second is queen coral for the brown. But change the sequence. It's more strong. This is important scheme for this. And the last, before another scheme is the blue for create the green cobalt. First layer. And the yellow after. Change the sequence. Oops, sorry. And the blue after. Okay, and the last is a scheme for predominance color in my set. The predominance is different to sequence because in the sequence is the same quantity of color, change only the sequence when apply the first layer. The predominance is different, for example, because I use the not the same quantity. For example, in this case, I use all in the circle the color and 1 point or 1 dot of queen coral, and I'm mixing. I have a yellow predominance. In the second, change the sequence, but I have the predominance of queen coral. And another with green. And predominance. The first layer only 1 dot of red. And mixing. This is the same sequence, but is in this case is a same quantity of color. In this case is a predominance of green, but it is the same sequence. And another is predominance of green coral. And little dots of green. And the last, I use 3 color. But the first is a predominance of blue, cobalt blue. Two dots of yellow. And 1 dot of lamp black for undertones. And creating another green, blue-green. Change the sequence, but with the predominance of yellow. Two dots of blue. And 1 of lamp black. And creating my mixings. This is a beautiful set, John, for create all the mixing possible. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Very nice.
Thank you.
Yes.
Very much, Giovanni. I'd never heard of predominance before. That's very cool.
Thank you. It's very, very important to the difference to the sequence and then predominance.
Yeah. Very nice. Thank you very much.
Thank you. You're welcome.
And I think next we're going to go to Buffy. Buffy has been using the 3 colors, the transparent yellow oxide, the imperial purple, and the cascade green.
Yes, hi guys. So this color combination was so unique to me. I'd never tried it before. And they're all 3 granulating. And then the imperial purple has that ultramarine blue, and I think it's a quinacridone violet pigment. So you get the pink pulling from the blue, which is really pretty. And we know the cascade green, the green and the yellow pull apart. So I was curious what colors you could come up with. And the cascade green with the imperial purple makes a really nice gray. And the cascade green with the transparent yellow oxide makes these really granulating, earthy, crazy colors. And then this is a mix of all 3, another really pretty gray. And the imperial purple with the transparent yellow oxide also makes a brown. So interesting that with these 3 colors, we can get all these beautiful nature colors. So I thought, you know, to just do a quick abstract kind of colorscape to share how they get along on the paper in a really wet application. And just really fun colors. If you like gritty, granulating color surprises, these colors can give you that.
Very nice.
And then also the Cascade gouache is interesting because when watered down, it's almost identical to the Cascade green, just maybe a little bit more saturated because of the heavy pigment load in gouaches. So I added that in here as well into the wet wash. Sorry if it got blurry. And it kind of sticks. So if you really like gritty, granulating surprises, try splattering some gouache into your wet washes. Kind of fun, kind of trippy to look at too when it's spreading out across the paper.
That's awesome. Thank you, Buffy. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Does anybody have any questions for Buffy? Comments? Any questions? Or I like how it came out with that brown. That's interesting. And the gray.
Yeah, it is. It's crazy that I didn't expect that. I'm still learning color theory and learning all about color mixing, but and not to mention a really pretty gray and brown.
Yeah.
So
Very nice.
Thank you for the color suggestion. To be honest, Imperial Purple's been on my radar ever since the series where we were painting your safari pictures.
Yes.
That was the first time I had painted with it, and it was a delight to paint with. It was such a surprise. I think because if we only see that color right there, we might pass it over and think, oh, it's not going to work, or it's not the right color. But then when you paint with it, it has this surprise in it, the way the pigments granulate and separate. So yeah, I've been painting with it more and more. So thank you for that, John.
Oh, of course, very nice. Thank you so much.
Hey, Buffy.
Hi, Ian.
I've noted with your trees in the background, they're obviously unpainted at this moment in time. How are you going to deal with those color-wise? Or are you going to try your best to keep that as white as you can?
Oh, these white shades?
Yes.
You know, I'm not sure yet. I was just kind of playing with color, but the one cool thing about these colors also is that they lift. So typically, if a color is granulating, you have a better chance of lifting. Now, the Cascade Green and the Imperial Purple and Cascade Green do have a little bit of staining that goes on, but you can lift them, you can tone them. They move quite a bit. So for instance, if I just wanted to soften that, Ian, like this one, maybe it's too distracting, I can literally just do a wet wash over it, and the colors that are already there will lift a little bit and then tone that color back. So it's really fun when you start playing with the granulating colors. So you can send that back. Like maybe I can do on top of this, maybe I could paint some more realistic, direct painted trees on top of it. Yeah. I'll post it though, Ian, when I figure it out.
I'll look out for it.
Good to hear from you.
Very cool.
John,
Yes.
I also see, I think that this is Ashley's top camera. She has 3 colors swatched. Would you like, I think we can show it. Is it okay?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, this is Ashley's camera.
Hey, John. Hey, everybody.
Hello, Ashley.
I
Oh, very nice.
was loving what Buffy was doing as usual.
Yeah.
Hi, Ashley.
Hi, Buffy. New colors unlocked today, right?
We are leveling up. I hear Mario Brothers.
I love it. I love it. This actually is interesting. This is a kind of a smooth paper. This is actually, what is it called? Oh my gosh, my mind went blank. Stillman and Byrne beta series. I think Brenda recommended this sketchbook. So hi, Brenda. Shout out. I just thought it was really interesting to use this on this. I don't usually use this smooth paper, but put some water. I will like dip my hand in my water and just like start flicking it, and got some really fun stuff. We've got browns. I'm obsessed with this. I don't ever get nice browns, so I'm really excited about this. I also noticed you can get some really deep dark shades if you kind of work at it. I love this brown. That is so gorgeous. So yeah, this is all wet and wet. On the top area is wet and wet. And then this bottom one's kind of more of like a dry brush. And then on these, I also flicked water on it to get that kind of, to watch it disperse. So that's mine. Thank you.
That other page looks like gemstones. They're
Yes.
beautiful.
Thank you. I think it's really cool. This is really wet. I used a lot of water.
It's so pretty.
Thank you.
Look at those browns and grays that you got too. Who knew, huh, that these 3 colors, new friends on our color wheel, huh?
Yes. Oh my gosh, I love it.
Very cool. Thank you, Ashley.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you.
I always think it's so interesting how that cascade green, I see it on yours, especially on the mix on the left-hand side, how you get this really cool yellow happening with that cascade green. Okay, so Besnick isn't here today. I'm going to show Besnick's colors really quick here as buff
I
titanium.
guess he's traveling today, so he won't be able to. Besnick will not be able to attend this particular session.
Not a problem.
Yeah.
Okay. So here, I want to do the same job that Rajot does with or Giovanni.
Yeah. So some more few more strokes just are given, and this is how it is completed.
So I was asked on the Facebook side about the sticks and how are they different than the tubes? And when you look at the three different ways the colors come, they come in the stick, they come in the pen, they come in the tube. It's a matter of water. And my sticks are have been heavily used. You can see some of the there we go. So the sticks, the pans have the least amount of water and the highest pigment load because they've been poured and dehydrated and poured and dehydrated. Then the sticks, and then the tubes. And they're all intermixable. They all have the same pigment. They all have the same binder. It's just the game of water. So this was the buff titanium. People ask, what is the most popular color? Buff titanium. Worldwide, it would be buff titanium. Different parts of the world, the US, it would be quinacridone gold right head to head with quinacridone burnt orange. In other parts of the world, it can be the quinacridone burnt orange. But it's kind of what you see in front of you that becomes the colors that you use the most.
John,
Yes.
could you put some of that buff titanium with that purple?
You betcha.
See what that comes out like? I would assume a lighter blue kind of colour, but because it's got that tint of yellowiness in it, who knows?
Giovanni, you want to try it too, since you're a master mixer?
Yeah, absolutely. Buff with violet.
It's the buff
And imperial.
with the carbazole violet.
Oh,
Yeah, okay.
I like watching when you guys do your mixes, etc., and the variation that you get. I noticed that when I was doing in the artist studio, how many artists will put the colors, this 3 colors, etc., on the back of the work that they're going to be doing, just to see how they're going to mix, how they're going to behave with each other. So I always thought that was so interesting, because sometimes what's in my mind and how I would see those colors mixing is not what I end up seeing when they are mixed. And I think that's actually probably the more exciting part. This is the undersea green.
Mhm.
And I'll mix some of that with the buff.
Right. But you can make quite a few nice tonals from that.
Yeah, I think that's what makes the buff very popular. This is the Moon Glow. Moon Glow.
I do like that what Giovanni's doing it, creating almost like a vein kind of feeling in it.
Yeah. Giovanni does beautiful mixes.
Mhm.
Thank you, Joe.
You're very welcome.
This is a mix directly.
This is the quinacridone burnt orange. If you've seen Besnick's work, he's done usually live quite a bit here, and he's done some presentations on Friday. And his work is just, it's wonderful to see him work. Such huge brushes and huge strokes that he does, and so colorful.
John, I have a question about the color you're swatching right now. Is that the quinacridone burnt orange?
It is.
Can you share one more time about how, I believe you said you have about 15 years worth of the pigment, is that right?
Yeah, probably about 17. Yeah.
Okay,
That's
so
correct.
if that's like a cult favorite, should people buy a few tubes now?
You know, it's at some point we're certainly going to run out. It's going to be
Okay.
it's going to be a decade and a half.
Yeah,
When we had the quinacridone gold, so they stopped making it 2 years ago. So we bought everything we could buy 2 years ago. It's no longer made. It will, you could vacuum pack. I've had customers when we had the store, they would vacuum pack the quinacridone gold. You know, they get one of those machines at Costco, and what do you call that? It air seals it.
yeah.
But it'll last so long in the tubes. And if it ever gets hard, you just have a really big pan that will re-wet.
I
We do
heard
have,
that,
go ahead.
I'm sorry, I heard too, from an artist friend of mine that you can store them in glass jars that have a seal and that they'll keep longer if you are storing a lot of them. So I don't know if that is similar.
You know, it's like everything. It's air is both the good thing and the bad thing.
Yeah.
So if you can limit the amount of air to it, it will last. It'll last a long time. I mean, they
Well,
found it inside the pyramids, so I mean, it lasts a long time.
Well, thank you for taking the time to answer some
Of
artist friends
course,
were asking
yeah,
about it. I think some other manufacturers are coming to the end of their supply, so bravo for stocking up for us.
yeah. It's a beautiful color. It's a really beautiful color and a really popular color.
Yeah,
Uh,
thank you.
You're so welcome. So those are Besnick's 5 colors. And let's see, we have Carolyn. Carolyn's doing a big show with many artists in Australia. So she's out and about. She was on just a little while ago, but out and about. So let's look at Carolyn's color. And there's different ways. So you've seen Rajot, who and Giovanni, who both do mixing on the end of the sticks. You can do wet into wet. You can do wet into dry. You can use it just to draw without any water. You can highlight with the sticks. They're easy to travel with.
Could we please see Giovanni's last flash by of the paint out?
Absolutely. Giovanni, can you show yours again?
Thank you.
Of course.
This is?
She would like to see the last thing that you did,
Yes.
your mix.
Oh, yeah, my mix. Yeah. Sorry.
So you also have Besnick's too. Very nice. Yeah, very nice.
Sorry, what are Besnick's colors again?
Besnick's colors.
Yeah.
Besnick's are buff titanium, quinacridone burnt orange.
It's orange.
I think Giovanni has moon glow.
Yeah.
The next one is undersea green. And the last one, I believe on his is carbazole violet.
Cool, thank you.
And he calls it the enhanced secondary mixing set. And
They kind of look like Halloween colors.
they do, don't they? And that's almost here. And Giovanni's is called the core mixing palette is Giovanni's. And then when we looked at Rajot's, his is granulating power. And then Caroline is Passages Aquatiques. So,
Aquatic.
aquatic?
That's Carol.
Aquatic. Okay, aquatic.
Aquatics landscape.
They're actually quite beautiful. So let's look at those. That should be right here.
John, while you prepare Caroline's colors, would you like
Yep.
Lori to share her artwork? It's like her
Yes,
homework,
please.
homework
Absolutely.
after our summer colors presentation. Okay, I'll put on spotlight. There you go, Lori. You're on mute, Lori.
So
Oh, Lori.
these were the photographs that I took of
Ah.
the fuchsias. And then this was, these were the-
Whoa.
whoops, I'm holding that kind
Oh,
of.
very nice.
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah. So I used quinacridone rose, quinacridone lilac, quinacridone gold, lemon yellow, cobalt blue, and cobalt teal blue, and a little bit of sap green. Oops, I'm holding it crooked there. So yeah.
Where did you use the cobalt teal blue at?
Well, you know what I did for the leaves is I mixed lemon. This was so bizarre. I didn't want to use the sap green. I mixed the lemon yellow, cobalt blue, and the cobalt teal blue to get the green in the leaves. And it was
Very
kind of
cool.
cool because it you can kind of see there's sort of a yellow in there. It almost what's the word you use when like with the Cascade green, where it sort of separated. It was very cool.
That's nice.
I'm not sure why it did that, but it did, and I got a kind of cool green out of it. So yeah.
Very nice.
Oh yeah.
Lori, those petals are so delicate and that's not easy to do.
Thank you.
How did you preserve your whites?
I just very
you just-
carefully, I used a very small brush. Yeah, I was using a really,
Wow.
what, I don't know, it was a 2 or a 4, I think, on most of
Wow.
that. Yeah,
Kudos, those are amazing.
thank you.
Very
Thank you.
beautiful.
I had a lot of fun with that.
Thank you, Lori.
Yeah. You're welcome.
I think birds and flowers are certainly among my favorite. Being a botany major, I always have a love for trees and flowers. So,
I do too. Well, I paint a lot of the flowers that I grow out in my garden. So that's what those were.
very nice. You must have an awesome garden.
Thank you.
So these are Caroline's colors. Caroline, you with us right now?
I'm with you. I'm watching you paint out my colors. Fantastic.
So what made you choose these colors right here? Because you used, I think you use everything.
I do use everything. It's very hard to choose colors when you love all the colors. I put together a group of 10 colors that were my favorite from my dot card that were also in sticks. So that was a basis to help control me not loving every color, is to actually look at the work I did behind my dot cards and then reflect on what was available in sticks from my dot card. And then group them into a groups, 2 different groups, but this particular group is colors that I would use together comfortably and create a variety of seascape paintings, because I do like to paint seascapes as well as my rocks. Particularly cobalt teal blue would be one of my most favorite colors that I use very regularly. And looking at normally I would probably choose a ultramarine, but I looked at the carbazole violet as a variation to have more effective color mixing than simply using the ultramarine. So the carbazole violet became my alternate in that situation. I particularly love the phthalo turquoise. It's a staining color, so it has its challenges because it's staining, but at the same time, it's so vibrant and so rich. And when you're trying to create beautiful oceanic landscapes, you can't get a more beautiful, rich and pure ocean blue green than the turquoise. It's fantastic. The neutral tint is one of my go-tos. I have to have neutral tint regularly, so I have an ability to mix tonal ranges of every color that I have. And then occasionally I use it as a black, as you can see probably in the picture I have as my face today. The neutral tint is the black that's in the painting. And then Quin Gold is one of those, you have to have Quin Gold. Quin Gold is so transparent and so lush, but also vibrant and dries, with this beautiful glow. So it gave me all the options to give me a fantastic palette that I could mix and change but create beautiful seascapes. That's why I called it my aquatic landscape set.
Very nice. So right now, Carolyn's in the part of Australia right by the Great Barrier Reef, right?
Yes, correct. So I'm up on the tropical north of Queensland in Cairns at the Australian Watercolor Muster. And we have artists here from around the world and some of the brand ambassadors, and very exciting times. We're going to have a big live Zoom with John on Saturday evening, Australian time, at 6 p.m. Australian time. And you'll see our event and see some of the brand ambassadors doing some interactive fun play with our guests that will be at the event.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I love that work. Those fish are just gorgeous. And Giovanni,
That
your
was a
water
really,
is beautiful.
I'm sorry?
I was talking to both of you. I said your fish look absolutely beautiful. And then I'm watching Giovanni's wash, and it looks beautiful.
Yeah, just the color set of Carol is very, very beautiful.
Hers is beautiful,
Right.
yes.
It's a homage for you, Caroline.
Thank you.
Awesome. Lori, thank you for sharing yours. Ashley, thank you for sharing yours. Buffy, thank you for sharing yours. Mark, you as well. Thank you so much. Giovanni,
Wonderful.
thank you. Rajat, thank you.
Thank you too,
I look forward to the sets coming out for everybody to buy. That will be exciting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
welcome, John.
Oh, look at that. So there's Ashley's. Awesome. Thank you so much for participating and showing just different ways of looking and seeing the color.
I was going through Cheap Joe's webpage today and they have one set of the sets already up. It's a Christmas one.
Yeah,
Oh,
Joe Miller just passed away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How
You're
sad.
kidding.
No, it's sad to hear that he was a very, very nice man, wonderful man, great
Oh
to
my
artists. So he'll be missed.
Yeah,
And he passed
I
away
used to go in
yesterday
that.
morning.
Yesterday morning.
Yeah, he passed away yesterday morning, and his son Joseph is the one that's been running the company for about the last 8 years. But Joe was still, when I was there in May, Joe still showed up and was there, and a real loss to the art community.
Yeah, I used to go out there probably once or twice a month when I lived in Raleigh.
Yeah, it's quite the candy store, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It still is.
It's like going into, yeah,
Yeah.
trying to shop with only $100. And
That's why we have credit cards.
Oh,
that's another
That's
story.
Well, awesome. Thank you all for joining today. Thank you for sharing your art. I really love it when you do that. I hope you can join tomorrow. Lorena will be with us tomorrow from Italy. Otherwise, great seeing all of you. Brenda, good seeing you.
Too.
Ashley, Sabina, thank you. Bob,
Yeah,
bye.
thank
everybody.
you,
Thank you so
everybody.
much.